Welcome back! Christmas Cards Part 2. Hey there and welcome to Part 2 of my DIY Christmas card video tutorial. If you haven't seen Part 1 yet, you can click the info box or click the direct link down below in the description box to go see it now. One of the things I will show you in Part 1 is how to make a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer card. If you already seen Part 1, have fun watching Part 2. So for this next card, I'm using a blank card which has a carton look to it, and I'm going to write on it Merry Christmas. This is a very nice trick. I found this like ruler which has a whole alphabet on it, so you can just draw the alphabet, just follow the alphabet on the ruler. So I'm just going to draw a straight line, and then I'm going to use a ruler as a guide and write Merry Christmas with it. I've seen them in all different sizes and all different fonts, so if you have a larger card you can use a larger font or a different font or anything. So that's a really nice trick if you don't have a pretty handwriting. Next, I'm going to pick out some washi tape to make a tree. So I'm going to choose 5 different kinds of washi tapes to make a tree with. I just want to use my paper tape washi tapes, so I'm just gonna get the other ones out of the way first so I can make my pick. So after careful consideration, these are the 5 which I'm going to make the tree with. So this is going to be the first, and for the first you'll need a larger piece, the largest piece like so. The next one smaller, the third one again smaller, and so on and so on. So once I made the washi tape tree, I picked a color marker to trace over the Merry Christmas. First, I just took a other card so I could see what the markers would look like on the carton paper. The red was the best one to use, so I used the red to trace the letters Merry Christmas. Then I took an eraser and gently erased the line and the Merry Christmas. So for this next card, I'm using a plain white card, and I'm going to pick out 3 like scrapbook papers which I'm going to use on the card. So I have this really cool holographic looking like papers, and those I'm going to use. And I found this like reddish paper which has a Merry Christmas like embossed on, not printed on but embossed, so I thought it would be fun to use that. I'm going to use the Merry Christmas paper as a base, so just trace it and cut it to size and glue it onto the card. Next, I'm going to trace the card onto the 2 pieces of holographic paper. Next, I'm going to measure about half of the card and make a triangle shape. So from the middle to the left or to the right, doesn't really matter, but do the opposite on the other piece of paper. You could use just 1 piece of paper, but I thought it would be fun to use 2 pieces of paper. So if you're going to do from middle to left on 1 piece of paper, go middle to right on the other piece of paper. So once you got your triangles right, glue them on top of the base paper. So now you can have a triangle, kind of tree shaped like middle. So to finish the card, I'm going to glue on a tag. I don't know which one yet, but these are a few tags. These are actually gift wrapping paper, which you might have spotted before. See the back? Yes, my background is actually gift wrapping paper, so you can just use anything you want on these cards. So if you have like pretty gift wrapping paper lying around with like tags or maybe baubles or anything pretty you can cut out or use, or so I thought it would be fun to use this gift wrapping paper because it had these cute little tags on. Now all I have to do is pick which one I'm going to use. So yeah, I thought I would use this tag with the tree because I thought it would be cute because the card is also shaped like a tree. For this next and final card, I'm going to make a Santa coat. I'm just going to use a plain white card, and I'm going to need red for the base, some black for his belt. This is actually a very dark blue, but use black if you have. Also, I'm going to need a white and some gold for his belt clasp. First, you'll need to make a base with a red. Just fold it or cut it to size of the card and glue it on. So next I made his belt. I made the width about 1/3 of the card. For this I used a dark blue. You can use a black if you want to, but I didn't have any black lying around the house. So at first I wanted to use the white paper with the golden specks on it, but I thought it would be fun to use the embossed paper, the white one, which said Merry Christmas, but that didn't really work, so I ended up working with the white one with the golden specks anyways. And the last thing I made was the golden clasp, but in this next shot you will see everything is glued on because somehow I forgot to record the step that I made the clasp. So okay, here you can see I glued everything on. So first I glued on the white, then I glued on the belt, and last I glued on his clasp. I will show you how to make the clasp. I will show you how to make the clasp though real quickly. The width of the black belt and the white lining is 4 centimeters. So if you're using 4 centimeters, just a square of 5 centimeters, take half a centimeter off and cut out the square in the middle. Just poke a hole with a small sharp pair of scissors. Also, I added another label to the card, but this time on the inside of the card, it was a piece of the lyrics of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I thought it would be fun to use a golden label and put it on the inside of the card this time. So now that the card with the wreath has dried, I'm going to write Merry Christmas and a Happy 2017 on it. But as you might see in the next shot, you will see I did not really do a good job with the writing because it wasn't so neat and, well, it just didn't really work. What I did was took another darker marker and just go over it, and so it would look like a shadow or something. So now that all the cards are done, I'm going to show you how you can address an envelope 3 different ways. So for this first envelope, I'm going to make a big banner on it. So first off, I'm going to draw a rectangle with a pencil on it in the middle of the envelope. Then, two small lines in the middle of the rectangle on both sides. Then, I'm going to draw a line under the banner, so under the rectangle, and a small line upwards the rectangle on both sides. Next, I'm going to connect the two lines with two more lines going towards each other. And for the last step, a small line connecting the rectangle and the back pieces. So now you are going to trace the banner with a marker. You can pick any color marker you want, but I'm just going to use a black marker. To add some more depth, fill up these tiny little triangles with the color you've just traced the banner with. Now you can write the name of the person you're going to send this card to in the banner and just the address below the banner. So for this next envelope, I'm using a carton look envelope, and I'm going to make 3 bubbles on it, and I'm going to use a red and a green piece of paper. I'm going to use this red and this green paper with the tiny glitter in it. Just make 3 bubbles. I'm going to make 1 red bubble. I'm just using the Scotch tape as a reference to draw my circle, and I'm making 2 green ones. Next, I'm going to make 3 small rectangle pieces to place on top of the bubble. So once I've got all these things cut out, I'm going to glue the red one in the middle, a bit on top, and the 2 green bubbles on the sides on the bottom. Then I'm going to place and glue the 3 little pieces on top of the bubble and draw some circles and a straight line to the top to make it look like the bubbles are hanging. So for the red one, you can use to write the name. The left green one, the first green one, I'm going to use to write the street address, and the other green one to write like the country or something. So just use the red one for the name, and the 2 other green ones you can use to write the street addresses on it. So this last one is really easy. I'm just going to use a stamp for this one. I have this tag shape stamp, which I'm just going to use in this duo colored ink, which I thought would be fun. You could also use a silvery type, or maybe a golden or a bright pink, just whatever ink you have laying around, and just stamp it on the envelope. I've used a plain white envelope for this one. You could use any envelope you want. I thought it would be fun to also do this at the back, so you can write in front to who it is and just write the address below, and on the back you can write from who it is. So these were my 7 card IDs and my 3 envelope IDs. We had the glittery Christmas tree one, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Santa suit, the Christmas wreath, the Christmas tree, which fell down, the Christmas lights, and the washi tape Christmas tree, and of course the 3 envelopes. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm making some last minute Christmas cards. I will be sending these out to my friends. If you like the video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, don't forget to check out the info box or the description box down below for some DIY gift ideas. So I'm wishing you all a Merry Christmas in advance and have fun making your own Christmas card.